cute. Let's talk about John's. It's early spring. It's still a little bit chilly to be using the outhouse. So this is what I use mainly in the winter. I don't really use it in the summer. I love the outhouse. This is the Sun-Mar composting toilet. I'm going to talk about composting toilets and sort of the myth of most of these types of toilets, which they call composting. When we first got the property, this was already here. This is just a simple bucket that's been sunk into the ground with a toilet seat on top. Now we used this for a couple of years and I didn't mind it at all. I was a little bit younger, a little bit more adventurous, and the only thing was is you had to bring an umbrella with you if you were coming out in the rain. And after about a couple of years, my wife said, hey, you know, let's start thinking about building an outhouse. So that's what we did. I love this little outhouse. Very, very simple design, and this has served me well over the years. It's a little cold in the butt in the winter though. And this is the king's throne right here. I just keep a piece of wood over it in the winter when I'm not using it, and it doesn't really stink in here at all. It's a pretty effective outhouse. So I don't keep the toilet paper up here any longer because the mice just love that and they just eat it all. So I keep it down here in a little Tupperware jug along with the New Testament. This is one of my favorite parts of the outhouse right here. When you open the door, Spidey goes up. When you close the door. Oh. And this has worked well for me for years. Once again, I love it. I wouldn't change anything about it. Maybe heated seats, but we're going to get to that in another video. You stay tuned to this channel. You never know what you're going to see. And we are going to be putting a heated seat into that outhouse. This is a really simple off-grid toilet, and I really like it. This top part is the urine diverter. So basically, you poop in the back here, and you want to pee in that hole right there. And underneath, there's a funnel, which just funnels down to this. And when I'm done with this, I just add a little bit of water to it, pour it out, and feed the bushes. Just uses a, get it out here, it's a little snug. Uses this waste basket, and I just use compostable, biodegradable plastic bags. You can get them. On the back here, I don't use this, but it has a built-in, has a vent that you can use. It's got a little motor, so it does, require some electricity, but a little fan that you can attach, attach a air outtake and push that air outside. I'm only up here for the weekends. I'm a weekend warrior, and the smells never bothered me. It's in the back room, and it just works nicely. Okay, let's talk about composting toilets. The myth of composting toilets. All opinions are my own. I did a lot of research before picking this up. You're probably doing the same, looking at those very expensive hand cranking composting toilets where the idea is you have a bottom compartment which you're filling with, I don't know, maybe some wood shavings or peat moss or something, and you're pooping and then you're giving it a crank, and the idea is that it's composting in the bottom of the toilet, and then you would remove that compartment, bring it outside, and finish the composting process. Unless you are keeping that poop in there for months and months at a time, it's not a composting toilet. So to me, when I looked at all of those and thinking, geez, the cleaning of that and the work of, having then a compost bin and transferring all of that, I'm a weekend warrior. I didn't want to have anything to do with that. And in fact, a neighbor of mine did pick up one of those, and she did not like it at all. She said the worst part of her day was having to clean that thing. Maybe you have a different experience. If you do have one of those hand cranking ones, leave a comment, because I didn't go that route and I'm really happy I didn't. So this is very, very simple. Basically, there's no composting here that I'm doing. I use a bag, and I'm only up here, usually for 2 or 3 days at a time. And I'm only using this in the winter is the other thing. So in the summertime, I use the outhouse happily. 3 seasons I'm in the outhouse. The winter time, dead of winter, oh my God. Bum gets a little chilly. Super easy to clean. There's no digging through dirt. There's no, you just bag it up and you're done. So I really like this. These are still not cheap. You know, some of those composting toilets in Canada anyways, you're looking at almost $2,000 for these things, which are just crazy. This is less than half of that. You're still, I bought this a few years ago and I think I paid about $700 for it. But what I like about it is I like the look of it, frankly. You can poop in a 5-gallon bucket, no problem, and I have. You can go out and get yourself just a cheap toilet seat, slap it on, poop in the bucket, $20, you're pooping like a king, like a prince. With this thing, you're pooping like a king. There's something about just the aesthetics of a real toilet and going into the room and having something that sort of feels normal. And when you're off grid and everything's, a little bit more hassle and a little bit more work, it's just nice to have a nice throne to sit on. So for me, it was kind of worth the price. But that's up to you. Poop in a bucket for $20, or get yourself something like this for, a few $100s, or get yourself a hand cranking composting toilet for double that price. And oh my God. But again, if you like those, great, good for you. Not for me. I love this. Sun-Mar for the win. Pooping like a king. Leave me a like if anything in here has been helpful to you. Subscribe if you like. I'm always creating new off-grid content and looking forward to sharing new experiences in the woods with you. Happy off-gridding, guys.